Imagine standing in the dead of a Montana night, shovel in hand, as flames devour the woodpile you slaved over for months, your lifeline against a brutal winter. All because some HOA queen in a spotless suit decided your eyesore threatened her precious property values. But oh, the sweet irony when the man she dismissed as a hillbilly crank turns out to hold the key to her empire's undoing, literally. The wind howled like a banshee that night, cutting through my flannel like it was tissue paper. I gripped the shovel tighter, not for digging, but because my hands needed something to do besides throttle the strangers ruining my life. For goons in black uniforms sloshed gasoline over my meticulously stacked cords of firewood, the acrid smell mixing with the crisp bite of snow. And there she was, marigold crane, platinum bob untouched by the gale, light blue suit screaming boardroom boss in a blizzard, watching it all with the smug satisfaction of someone who'd never chopped a log in her life. HOA violation number 47, she announced, her voice slicing through the storm like it was rehearsed for a TED Talk on entitlement. Visual obstruction. Consider this your final warning, Mr. Harlow. She didn't know me from Adam, but she sure acted like she owned my soul. Little did she realize, the valve at the edge of my property, the one my grandpa encased in concrete back in '57, controlled the reservoir looming over her shiny new mansions. And after 15 years in the Army Corps of Engineers, dodging IEDs in Kandahar, I knew a thing or two about pressure points. But that night, as the flames roared and my daughter Renly's blue-lipped face pressed against the cabin window, I just stood there, silent, watching. Because sometimes, the best revenge starts with a good record. 72 hours earlier, my world was as predictable as a Montana sunrise, cold, reliable, and unforgiving. My laptop pinged at 6 a.m., yanking me from sleep. The monitoring system I'd rigged for 37 reservoirs across the state was flashing red. Ice stress at 94% on 7C. Snowpack was piling on like a bad debt, straining dams folks forgot about until they burst. I jotted it in my beat-up notebook, the one that had seen 3 tours and more audits than I cared to count. Documentation wasn't just habit. It was armor. Renly shuffled down the stairs, her hair a wild nest, drowning in my old flannel. Dad. Heaters clicking again. Thermostat's dead. The cabin was already dipping to 38 degrees inside. Outside, a crisp 31. Layers on, kiddo. I'll stoke the stove. She nodded, vanishing upstairs while I prepped. That woodpile? It wasn't a hobby. For months of splitting birch, maple, oak shoulders screaming the whole time. Winters here don't bargain, and propane trucks get snowed in like clockwork. This land wasn't handed to me on a silver platter. 3 years back, a Fed auction dumped assets from a fraud-riddled developer. Big shots snatched the prime lots, but mine, labeled undevelopable thanks to an old easement. I bid alone, cash in hand, knowing it granted control over Timber Ridge Reservoir's spillway, Grandpa Aldis's legacy, etched in concrete. The devs had tried erasing it for a decade, but indictments buried them first. Me, I saw leverage. Water flows down. Gravity wins. Control the valve. Control the game. The pile stood like sentinels along the fence. For cords, thermal gold for the freeze. Next to it, my shed hand-built, stocked with propane, water, rations for 6 months. Renly dubbed it Fort Harlow. I called it sanity. But down the hill, the new HOA sniffed it out as a visual blight. Her white Escalade rolled up like a shark in a pond. Vanity plate screaming Ridge 1. Marigold Crane stepped out. Early 50s. Bob sharp as her tongue. Suit defying the mud. Sunglasses hid eyes that probably priced my jeans at a glance. Mr. Harlow, Marigold Crane, Timber Ridge Estates HOA president. Her smile was sweetener over venom. Just welcoming you and discussing concerns. I kept swinging them all. Concerns, in GovSpeak, meant demands. That woodpile exceeds visual harmony standards, Section 4C. Max outdoor storage, half a cord. You've got 8 times that. Section 4C? The one missing from county covenants? Checked twice. Her grin iced over. We're updating docs this quarter. Surely a reasonable man gets community aesthetics. Ma'am, my kid and I aim to survive February. That's my aesthetic. A flicker, desperation? Timber Ridge is a $47 million gem. Phase 3 closes in 6 weeks. 12 luxury pads. Global buyers. They won't pay top dollar for survival bunkers. The words dripped like she smelled rot. $47 mill. 12 mansions. 6 weeks. Bingo. She wasn't just HOA busybody. She was the developer, her cut on the line. She thrust an envelope. Compliance in 14 days. Or we escalate. Escalate they did. Envelopes piled up like bad karma. Day 1. Grass over 2 inches. In snow? I measured 2.25. Day 2. Been curbside 15 minutes late. $1.50 fine for tardiness. Day 3. Black mailbox versus approved greens/blues, $200 slap. Day 4. Newspaper on drive 12 minutes. Another hit. Day 5. Truck not parallel enough. Day 6. Excessive quietness suggests suspicious activity. $1.75 for silence? I snapped photos. Time-stamped. Filed by date/violation/code. Emails from admin@timbridgehoa.org. Printed. Punched. Bindered. Renly eyed the growing tome one night. Dad. Why hoard this crap? Evidence. Sweetie. Courts love paper trails. Court? Really? I patted the binder, 2 inches thick in under 2 weeks. They'll wish not. On day 8, a black F-250 growled up at 7 a.m. Out stepped Corbin Slade, 6-foot-plus wall of muscle. Beard like a drill sergeant's dream. Polo embroidered Slade security. Timber Ridge HOA enforcement. Mr. Harlow. Corbin Slade. Mrs. Crane's delivery. Thick envelope. Final notice. 72 hours to clear storage or corrective action. On my land. HOA covers visuals impacting values. Your pile's eyesore from Phase 3. Pausing at his truck. Nice cams. Shame if they glitched. Recon noted. War brewing. The community center was a whitewashed barn stuffed with folding chairs. 27 faces turned as I entered. Mix of nosy and nasty. Marigold presided, flanked by Slade and a redhead. Theodora Vance. Landscape chair. Tonight's matter, Mr. Harlow's defiance of aesthetics. Click. My woodpile projected like mugshots. Violates updated 4C. Impairs values. I stood. For the record, 4C isn't in county covenants. Laptop up. County site projected beside hers, highlighted proof. And $2,700 fines? Faceless. Her pen grip whitened. This isn't court, Mr. Harlow. Then quit the trial vibe. Back row stir. Old guy in cardigan. Glasses thick as bottles. Mrs. Crane. 2 years I've asked for HOA finances. Audit done yet? Off agenda. Mr. Peyton. Relevant. We've coughed $800,000 in fees/fines since you took over. Where's it? Whispers rippled. Peyton. Ally filed. Finances. Weak spot. Meeting imploded, votes fizzled. Demands echoed hollow. Slade eyed me like prey. Post-chaos. Marigold cornered me. Clever with docs. Huh? Playing lawyer. Whisper. Removed 12 families in 5 years. All fighters. Gone. Broke. Bankrupt. You're next. The alarm blared at 3:07 a.m. Rear motion. Porch cam. Empty. Shed cam. Blacked out. Boots half-laced. Coat over PJs. Out into 22-degree knives. Chemical stink hit first. Then orange glow licking the shed. Extinguisher in hand. Pin pulled boom. Propane thumped me flat. Heat searing. Renly. 911. Her voice steady. On it? Dad. Shovel flailing at unstoppable flames. Useless as thoughts and prayers. Dawn brought volunteers. Shed. Charred bones. Tom Braddock. Fire chief buddy. Accelerant trails. Cam tampered. Lens unscrewed. Painted inside. Amateur pro. Porch footage. 2 shadows. Gas can glint. Brake flashes. Vanish. Not arrest-worthy, Tom muttered. War-worthy, called Beckett Calloway, my closing lawyer. They want the vet snap. Don't gift headlines. They torched my prep with Renly yards away. Pause. Restraints your shield. Dock everything. More cams. And don't touch that spillway. Yet. Promise noted. That night, Renly bundled. Stove fading. I dove records. Timber Ridge LLC, Crane Prez. Slade Security, subsidiary. Phase 3 shell her address. Chiller, 18-month elevation cert, safe above floods. Grandpa's 57 surveys? Mismatch. Phase 3 squatted in discharge path. Falsified permits. If that valve opened. Renly's fever spiked next day. Cabin at 38. No fuel left. I bundled her. Stoked scraps. Dad. Cold. Hang on. Kid. Heart twisted. My girl. Blue-lipped again. Storm raged. I hiked to the valve. Housing buried in snow. Dug. Keyed in. Gauge. Redline. Half-turn trickle released. Maintenance. Documented. Marigold appeared. Parka flapping. Fear cracking her mask. You wouldn't. Already did. Standard relief. Logged. Not maintenance, sabotage. Sabotage's letting it blow. This, controlled. Water follows nature. Zoning screw-up. Not mine. Phone fumble. Lawyers. Sheriff. Check real certs first. Phase 3 in 1892 channel. Her screams faded in wind. Tuesday thawed. Blizzard broke. Temps to 38 plus. Renly's fever eased. She slept deep. Snowmelt raced. Back to valve, pressure worse. 3 full turns. Gears shrieked. Water roared. From hill, phase 3. Hubris central. Water hit cul-de-sac. Guy with coffee laughed, then dropped mug. Yelling. Chaos. Alarms. Spinning tires. Marigold center stage. Robe sodden. Binning. Phone slipping. Water to calves 30 inches peak. Drywall ruined. Systems fried. Furniture trashed. No drownings, just dollars drowned. Watched recession. Locked up. Home to Renly. Suits hit 2 weeks later. $42 mill damages. Injunction. Beckett laughed over papers. Suing you for legal control after arson? Suicide note. Courtroom packed. Phase 3 refugees glaring. Media buzzing. Judge Ravenscroft. Silver Fox. Nonsense allergic. Read filings. Counters. Maps. 57. 91. Missing from permits. Talk before sanctions. Crane's suit boy writes spiel. Cut off. Facts. Not feels. Proper permits. Silence. No. Mr. Callaway. Drone vid. Flood arc on blue overlay. Original channel docs vanished for phase 3. Client didn't cause. Stopped preventing. Objection hearsay. Archives certified. County testimony. And arson footage, gas can. Slate ID'd. Daughter nearly froze. Gasps. Alleging arson? Yes, and suits intimidation. To suit boy. Obstruction aware? Save it. Dismissed with prejudice. Costs to defendant. Refer for arson. Fraud. Falsies. Gavel. End. Outside. Mike's thrust. Revenge. Nah. Physics. Clip viral. Crane nabbed at airport. Cancun one way. Maiden name. 17 counts. Fraud. Arson conspiracy. Laundering. Slade. 12 years. No early out, co-conspirator flipped. Phase 3 condemned, foundations shot. Bulldozed. Peyton testified. $600,000 traced to shells. Systematic fraud. I called it overdue. Summer crept in. Neighbors showed not with fines, but tools. New shed rose, bigger, wired off-grid. Sign, Harlow Outpost, visible for survival. Renly painted it, flourishes matching my dock blue. October envelope, you were right. I was wrong, burned it. Fuel. Renly, okay, perfect. Neighbors potluck, chairs, pie, gathering till stars, food, guitar, songs pre-tour. Renly on porch, ever leave, gazed at shed, pile, reclaimed valley. Nah. Flag planted. Good. No more clipboards. Pie in dark. Crickets. Wood settling. Winter loomed, but we'd meet it lit. Stocked. Free. Fires for warmth. Or ghosts to ash. Snow fell soft on outpost. Pile. Valve grandpa's mark. Reservoir calm. Balance back. Crane in cell. Empires on stolen land crumble. Water remembers. Gravity 2. Debts don't refinance. Fire crackled. Daughter slept. Snow fell. But tell me, was Harlow the villain for unleashing the flood? Or was the real crime building on borrowed ground and burning a man's survival just to sell a view?